One of the 8 incredibly unskilled motorists behind me is Canada's worst driver.
These licensed drivers will head to rehab with the people who nominated them. And Jason was made a candidate for Canada's worst driver by his husband, Adrian.
No, oh my God.
Go forward.
Oh, whatever.
Thanks for managing to get yourself this far, everyone. Now all you have to do is make it to the Driver Rehabilitation Center. And to do that, all you have to do is follow the directions that are inside those envelopes that you're holding.
The instructions are a simple list of 20 turns. If drivers take them correctly, they will travel 40 kilometers to this convenience store. From here, local tourist maps will guide them the final 20 clicks to our secret location.
Jason, we're going to start with you, so come with me, sir.
Can I ask for help?
Of course you can ask for help. You can ask for help anywhere you want along the way.
Can I pay somebody else to drive for me?
No.
All in all, this should be a 1-hour drive.
Put the hammer down, Jason. Get out of here. Off you go. You can go faster if you like. You'll make it, buddy. We'll see you there, Jason. It'll go if you go steady. Just keep on.
Why is the car not moving?
You're a maniac, you know that. So you'll have to go across this busy highway. Jason, stop. Jason, stop! Thank you.
Why do we stop here?
Because there's a stop sign and there's lots of crosswalks.
Stop sign out there, the far away.
There's another one's far away, but this one's real close.
When we met Jason at home in British Columbia,
Oh, turn.
No, I'm turning.
we realized he doesn't look properly.
You drive, you looking forward, front, not the top, not the left, not right.
Jason has self-induced tunnel vision.
Did you figure we should have stopped at that stop sign, or
Oh, where's the stop sign?
the one that we just rolled through?
Where? How you see the sign on top of you?
There's no peripheral vision, only look forward.
Yeah.
That's that big bus, isn't it?
Where? Where's the bus?
Oh, nothing. They're just passing us.
Where's the bus? I'm very tense, scared, nervous.
And slow.
Just because I drive slowly, it doesn't make me to be a Canada's worst driver.
At the map checkpoint, Canada's worst drivers are starting to arrive.
Are you guys joking? Give me a map? I can't read those maps. What can I do with the map?
The Driver Rehabilitation Center. This year, we've taken over an entire town. I'm not kidding. We rented a whole town. There's no traffic here. There's no pedestrians either. There's just endless opportunities for creative driver training. When the 8 nominees for Canada's worst driver finally pull into their parking spots here at the rehab center, we won't be taking their keys like we've done in past seasons. No.
This year, we're taking their licenses.
Come on in, Jason.
Jason's made it to rehab too.
Okay, you're perfect.
No, perfect driving would have got Jason here an hour ago.
Oh, Andrew, oh my God.
How long have you been driving?
20 years maybe?
Why are you only this good?
I'm not bad. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm gonna need your driver's license.
My God.
It's harsh.
I know. There you go.
Sometimes when you're driving, it can feel like there's 1,000 eyes watching you. When the pressure gets too intense, accidents happen.
To evaluate how well our students perform in high-stress situations, we're taking them someplace special.
The Barrie Speedway. This track is a frequent site of CAS car races. Tonight, the fans are in place, the mood has been set, and Canada's worst drivers are the halftime show. The challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to each do one single lap of the track in reverse.
There's no way I'm going to reverse.
The point of this exercise is to see how well these drivers handle themselves in high-pressure situations. Billie Jean and Jason are next.
Go!
Jason's grabby husband lets him drive 4 car lengths before snatching the wheel,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
almost causing an accident. Jason is letting Adrian grab the wheel. That is an automatic failure.
To evaluate just how well Canada's worst drivers can handle a vehicle in a residential setting,
We're building a slow-speed driving course that features a multitude of common driving hazards. Drivers start in a tiny garage.
Getting out of here is not easy. This garage is a super tight fit. Reversing out the driveway should be fairly smooth.
Once you back onto the ramp,
you just have to swing between these cars and the rims. Keep your patience and it'll get out fine.
then
You have to go 30 kilometers an hour between those two police cars, and you have to remain going 30 through the giant slalom. Hold your speed through the slalom and stop! Hopefully with your car straddling that red line. Ooh, which I did. Then, creep forward through the precision steering test at a slow speed. It ends with a simple parking job. When they get there, this challenge is over.
this course took me 4.5 minutes and I hit nothing.
Let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Next to be evaluated is Jason.
Reverse.
Yeah. Okay, now turn your wheel. Yep, like
As usual, Jason's husband Adrian is constantly grabbing the wheel.
keep going. Turn hard, turn hard, turn hard. Turn hard, turn hard, turn hard.
Don't look at Adrian. He didn't do it.
Adrian is trying to do it.
Adrian just grabbed the wheel.
Gotta go faster, gotta go faster, gotta go faster. Oh. No! Stop, 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 stop.
I heard something.
Yeah.
If we can raise his self-confidence, maybe he can gradually improve.
He's got to go back to the basics.
Oh. I have a problem with reversing, back up, and see, both sides.
Yep.
Jason's other problem is Adrian's grabbiness.
No, but don't turn the wheel. Turn to your left.
After 7 episodes, one of these hazards will be crowned Canada's worst driver.
Really be terrible.
In our first episode, all 4 of the men predicted they would be the first to leave.
Oh, yeah. I'm the first one.
Jason from Vancouver is Canada's worst driver,
Oh, my God.
according to his husband, Adrian.
We're at 10. We need gas to get up the hill.
Yeah, I am. I'm
No,
pushing
no
it.
more.
Jason never reaches the speed limit.
You could do anywhere up to 60 here.
I'm just perfectly fine. There's no limit for slow.
It gets to be quite a little chain of cars behind us after a while.
Just because I drive slowly, it doesn't make me to be a Canada worst driver.
We recently found out that one of our students uses both feet when she presses one pedal. I'm too scared. That is a very exciting way to drive, because if she accidentally hits both pedals simultaneously, that's what happens. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is learning how to deal with a rear-end spin-out. We'll educate them on the art of doing donuts and the very important skill of steering out of them.
Now it's time for the challenge. And for this occasion,
We've put red tires on the back. Check this out.
the challenge is to smoke a 10-second peel out,
There's my standing peel out.
then drift into a tire-squealing 360-degree donut all the way around a foam man.
And that's it. Steer to safety. Whew.
Now, let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
First up is Jason.
You're going to get sick because I'm sick too.
Jason gets off to a smoking start, then goes blank.
I don't know how to do it now. Floor it. and stop.
He's a little dizzy.
I'm sick.
He's feeling a little nauseous.
Before he's really settled,
Floor it.
Jason obediently goes.
Yeah, good boy, floor it.
Okay.
You did well.
Well, he did what Adrian told him to do. But that's not healthy.
You actually gonna throw up?
I think so.
Don't do it on me.
No, I'm okay.
The average single-car lane on the average Canadian highway
Is 3.7 meters wide. The average Canadian car is less than half that. Yet most of our students have, at some point or another, driven right off the road. To force Canada's worst drivers into more steady steering patterns, we're shrinking the amount of room they have to swerve in. Truth be told, half a lane is all you really need.
in this challenge. Drivers will get behind the wheel of a vintage 1978 Corvette Stingray. Then they'll drive through a series of archways that have 20 centimeters of clearance on both sides.
They have to come through at 40 kilometers or more. I'm at 35, 30, at 40. Don't look at the arches. Look far ahead and you'll be fine. Don't let your speed lag. Swish. It's just that easy. Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers thread the needle.
Up first is Jason.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Jason's not going fast enough,
You got to keep going. You got to keep going.
but he surpasses his husband's low expectations.
Holy smokes! I cannot.
Wait! Jason failed. Our radar gun says he only managed 32k an hour.
Oh, are you sure this is accurate?
Yeah.
I feel like a 60.
When drivers fail this challenge, they'll try again.
I'm ready.
This time, Jason stares at the final arch and clobbers it. Run number 2 is failure number 2.
Where you look is where you go, and you direct your car through your eyes.
Yep.
No. Every archway Jason has hit so far has been on his husband's side. If drivers fail 5 runs in a row,
No, I can't do it.
Get faster, faster, faster.
I can't do it.
they fail completely.
Oh, I'm just, I'm a little bit scared.
Emotion is taking over. So, it affects your driving.
It's dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
Close to your side. Close to your side. Close to your side. Close to your side.
I don't think I can do that.
You can't.
Fear controls Jason more than he controls the vehicle.
Yeah, it's in my head. I cannot, yeah.
The Driver Rehabilitation Center has seen more than a few broken hearts in its day. So this year, instead of teaching Canada's worst drivers how to reverse on a figure-8 course, we've created something a little more symbolic.
This course takes 2 cars head-to-head. So,
In order to finish cleanly, they have to cooperate with the other driver. You ready, Philippe?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. Never hit anything. Be smart, and you'll get through this safely.
after 2 minutes, I'm at the middle of the heart.
Whoop. It's tight, but yes, the car will fit.
The only place on the course wide enough for the cars to pass is here.
Who's going now, me or you?
I think both of us.
Off you go then.
All right.
Courteous driving. It's important.
When the drivers make it back to the beginning, they're done.
That's the reverse driving challenge. Now, let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Next is Jason and Shelby. For this matchup,
1,
the passengers will keep track of how many things get hit.
2, 3, 4, 8, 10.
Meanwhile, Jason reverses past the passing section and blocks Shelby.
All right, what we'll do is we'll pull forward. You guys can come through.
Really?
At least he's made it through. Where do we go?
Jason's almost done.
No, really?
Really? Getting here, Jason hit 26 things.
I can never park a car like this.
If you have a regular driver's license, you can't get behind the wheel of a school bus. But if you turn this vehicle into, oh, I don't know, a cool bus, well, then you can drive it anywhere you want.
Believe it or not, if you paint a school bus and remove most of the seats, it can legally be driven by anyone with a standard license.
And the people sitting back there don't even have to wear seat belts. Who makes these rules?
We don't make the rules, we just enforce them.
Obviously, it wouldn't be prudent to let Canada's worst drivers bomb around the highway in an old school bus. So, we're going to have them parallel park it on the left side of a hill. To get to the parking spot, they have to drive up the hill. Now, driving a school bus is no mean feat, and guess what? This is my first time. It's just like driving a normal vehicle, yeah, right, except it's about 1 million miles long.
Once they make the first turn, it's 100 meters of straight road that's littered with obstacles.
We're gonna have to weave in and out between cars.
Reversing this 12-meter-long bus will teach the importance of always knowing where your bumpers are.
If Canada's worst drivers want to get through this course without any problems, they're going to have to get out and look on a regular basis. For me, looking in the mirror, I couldn't grasp how big a distance this was. I don't know how school bus drivers do it with a load of kids. Okay, back in action.
When I get to here, it's time to parallel park.
Oh yeah, this feels right.
To make sure our drivers are ready for this challenge, they're each getting a private parallel parking lesson.
Okay, now to parallel park, what we want to do.
What you want to do is follow this 4-step process. Get beside the car you want to park behind. Turn the wheel towards the curb and reverse until you're aimed directly at this corner. Back straight up, then turn the wheel towards the road, swinging the front end in. In an oversized vehicle, the same 4 steps still apply. Get bumper to bumper, swing the back in, back up, swing the front end in, and
I am done.
this whole challenge took me 17 minutes.
Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Jason's supposed to be next. Jason can't reverse. He can't steer. And he can't stay calm.
I'm sick.
He's feeling a little nauseous.
Now, he can't bear being here anymore.
I just thinking driving is not for me.
Jason wants to quit rehab and go home.
I tried, it's not for me.
If Jason walks away, it will be without his driver's license, which I took when he arrived.
I'm gonna need your driver's license.
My God.
It's harsh.
I know.
To entice Jason into staying, we're removing everything from the road.
We changed the course. You took every single obstacle off of it. You're a driver and you're gonna stay a driver. Let's get in this thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Jason agrees to stay,
Excellent.
but even with an open road in front of him,
Still hit stop.
I'm okay.
Jason has to stick with rehab. The alternative would be a real drag and a really long commute.
No, in a straight line.
If your vehicle doesn't have anti-lock brakes, the fastest way to slow it down is to skid. But while you're skidding, you're literally out of control. You're just drifting in a straight line. The trick to regaining control is remembering to release the brake halfway through the skid. That way, you'll steer to safety. So, this challenge, I'm gonna go straight down the road at 50 kilometers an hour. When I hit a yellow line, I'm gonna lock up the brakes.
Then, one of these 2 obstacles will move. I'll steer towards the opening, but because I'm skidding, the car won't turn unless I release the brake, allowing the front wheels to roll.
You ready? I think I'm ready, so let's do it. Okay, get up to 50 kilometers an hour. I'm there. Hit the brakes. Whoa! Release. Yowza, get out of here because I'm still in the lane of traffic. Come around and pull over to the side of the road.
It looks simple, but releasing the brake goes totally against instinct. If drivers don't release, though, they'll skid all the way to the cop car.
Now let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Jason will be the next driver.
Go when ready, Jason. Impress me. Do it. No.
Go fast, fast. Floored.
Jason's first run is so slow he can't skid.
Not fast enough.
Oh. Then he brakes too soon. Then he skids.
Now.
But doesn't release. Jason wanted to quit rehab.
Good, 50. Now. And release.
Quitting would have been dangerous.
I can't believe I did it. Like 10 days ago, you want me to do it the first day? Guess what I did? I'm gonna cry. Good boy, Andrew. Sayonara.
Jason is on the road to recovery.
Yeah!
To see if Canada's worst drivers are literate when it comes to reading road signs, we're showing them an assortment of basic signs, like narrow road ahead, pavement becomes gravel, and beware of trucks.
I don't know.
The worst of the worst, though,
You do.
is Jason.
I would say stay on the left. Mark the road end. This one will be unmarked road.
No.
Oh, this one, I would understand the no parallel driving. No parallel parking.
No. No.
They drive same speed very fast, side by side.
The sign does not say no racing.
I definitely know that's a no. So
That's right.
maybe, I don't know.
No passing.
No passing. Ah.
More disturbing is that Jason thinks he passed this test.
I probably I got 11.
No, Jason got 4 of 13 correct.
If you think about it philosophically, a parking space is really nothing. Yet, it can be stolen. Parking is cultural. And in our country, parking comes with ethical rules. Thanks. And it also comes with legal rules. The next challenge for our bad drivers is to see if they can find a spot for their car in Canada's worst parking lot. Pick a car now.
For fairness, vehicles are chosen randomly. Jason gets the larger Roadmaster.
I wish I got that one. That one looks so easy.
Good Lord.
The directions are simple. Park in any open space unless it has a no parking sign. If drivers do make an infraction, their penalty is to leave the lot and drive a quick loop before returning.
Don't hit us, Jason. You don't hit us.
Go!
Jason goes nowhere fast.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. You just gotta find. Which gear are you in?
I don't know. I can't
Okay.
see.
With a little persistence, Jason finally manages to back into Marnie.
He hit me already?
Yep.
Jason still hasn't managed to get turned around.
Jason, you gotta drive to park, buddy.
Jason! I'm passing you, buddy. Sorry.
Jason's found a spot.
Hard.
He's gonna hit. Oh, no.
No, you just touched that pylon. I just want you to recognize that.
Okay. I didn't see it.
Jason had a parallel parking lesson yesterday, but
She's just hitting a Corvette.
Yep, gotta go around again.
Jason is back to try parallel parking again.
Oh, come on, Jason. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
But his husband is being grabby.
Start to turn wheel the other side?
No, not yet.
That's so dangerous for a passenger to just grab the driver's wheel. I would have tossed that passenger out of the vehicle.
I agree with you. Jason's going to have to do something with Adrian.
Finally, Jason does do something.
Hard. Is that as hard as it'll go?
Go out.
Dry turns, good dry turns.
During this challenge, Adrian gave Jason over 300 individual directions.
This much, this much, this much, this much. A little bit more, a little bit. Stop!
It's time to decide which nominee for the title of Canada's worst driver will be our newest graduate.
I got their licenses right here. This is what it's all about. So let's not create our short list of who might graduate. Let's just say who's not going to graduate. Jason?
Not a chance.
No way. No way. We've reached the end of our third episode here at Canada's Worst Driver, which means it's time for someone to get their license back as our newest graduate. Let's face it, every single one of you needs to wear a helmet. But one of you needs to wear it a whole lot more than the rest of you. Jason, I'm not talking about you.
The next nominee failed his driver's license test 6 times.
What's the...
Oh my God! My name is Jason. I was nominated by my husband Adrian as Canada's worst driver.
Yep.
This Vancouverite is so terrified of driving.
Which is the right?
You're in the right lane.
His driving is terrifying.
Oh my God, I'm so frightening. Scary, scary, scary. Nightmare, Adrian. It's nightmare.
At rehab, Jason is slowly learning the fundamentals of smart driving.
I think I might have did it.
But he's still a nervous wreck.
This next course is the most hair-raising one we've ever built. This device is a free-floating parking space, and it will teach Canada's worst drivers how to make really quick decisions with the softest of touches. We call it the balance beam for unbalanced drivers.
For this challenge, Canada's worst drivers have to balance the beam by driving one vehicle while the person who nominated them drives an identical vehicle. Good communication is crucial in this challenge, so we've wired the cars allowing the drivers to hear each other. To show you just how sensitive this teeter-totter is, I'll be trying to level it first with our resident psychologist, Dr. Louisa Gambora.
So we're supposed to end up level.
To successfully balance the seesaw,
It's really important that the drivers on this beam go as slowly and as smoothly as they can. You want to go back just like an inch. Stop, stop, stop. That's it.
Is that there? Are we there?
Wait. We're done. We're done. Hey.
it took me and the good doctor 8 minutes to get balanced.
And that is how you balance 2 cars on a teeter-totter. I'm going to leave this way.
Jason is first.
What's the goal? We have to balance?
Yeah, we got to balance.
Okay, I'm gonna back a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're gonna go up very soon.
Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, a little overcorrecting.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
This is really all about making hair-trigger decisions. When it's about to balance, you need to think and act. Otherwise, you're going to be like one of those people who gets left in the intersection.
Oh, overcorrected.
Oh.
Don't worry. Chains are attached to the cars so they can't drive off the end.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
And these rails prevent the drivers from going off the side.
You stay there.
You want me to come towards you?
Jason doesn't know how to use the gear shifter.
That's okay.
All right, Jason, I'm getting in with you.
All right.
Like most drivers, Jason thinks he has to press the button to go from reverse to drive, when in fact...
All you got to do for drive is just hit it.
Okay.
Boom, you're in drive. If you're in a parking lot and you go, oh my God, I have to go right now, you don't need to touch the button.
The button is a safety device that needs to be pushed to get into reverse. But if you're already in reverse, the shifter can be freely pushed into drive, where it will automatically lock in place.
So now, let's practice this again. Drive, reverse. Are we ready to start this again?
Yeah.
Now that he knows how to react quickly, success should be imminent. But
Why aren't we going backwards? Let's go backwards.
Oh,
Jason does get quicker
We're so close.
But he doesn't get balanced because he's just not decisive.
Oh my God.
In the end, Jason quits.
I think it's martini time.
Why don't Canadians learn the proper way to drive on ice?
Every snowstorm, we see hundreds of collisions.
We blast around hoping for the best. But in Denmark, you know, you have to take an ice driver training course before you can even try to get your license.
Before we give Canada's worst drivers back their licenses, we're making them take the course.
Our slick instructor, John Powell, has been teaching ice driving to Canadians for 28 years.
Look, steer, gas, and stop.
Oh.
These wheels are on hydraulic pistons. When John presses a remote button, the hydraulic wheels push down, and this steel frame lifts the car slightly up. When the car lifts, the normal wheels lose some of their traction.
Gas.
And it's just like driving in winter. Incidentally, ice and snow are involved in about 90,000 Canadian crashes a year. Ironically, the way to deal with an icy corner is to accelerate through it.
Good.
After 9 corners, Billy's got it figured out, but Jason needs a dozen.
Gas. Oh!
You chickened out.
Yeah.
You got back on the brake. Well, we'll fix that.
Jason's next. Headed for the end of the course, Jason starts to brake, but he barely slows down.
Braking. No.
With no simulated ice, it's hard to know why Jason slid through the barrier. Whatever the reason, hitting the curb smashed the car's fancy hydraulic ice simulating system. This challenge ends with a mysterious crash.
Step on the gas.
You stepped on the gas?
stepped
on the gas? You stood on the brake.
No, I stepped on the gas.
You stepped on the gas?
Yeah.
Well, all of the confusion is over now. There is no excuse for ever hitting anything in a vehicle, especially if you're not going anywhere. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to take this car and turn it all the way around inside this cross. As an added plus, I'll be standing on the hood, watching where they're going.
The cross is a lesson in frustration that can be done without a paint scrape in 29 turns.
I think so. Good punch it.
Jason seems hostile. Jason wants more independence.
If I could, I'm gonna kick him out of the car.
Ever since getting here, Jason has had to deal with his husband constantly grabbing at the wheel.
Drink.
Today,
Sorry.
Jason is determined to make his own mistakes.
Let me do it.
Okay, I'll try and shut up.
Sorry.
Adrian resists the urge to give orders,
Okay, are you close to that curb?
but now he's asking rhetorical questions.
How can you get close to that curb?
Yeah, I'm gonna back.
Okay, how far back?
Okay, Adrian. Let me do it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Without any help, Jason drives better.
You're finding drive and reverse a lot faster now, too. Yeah.
One problem with Adrian's instructions
Okay, now. Right.
is that they're often wrong.
Look at that. No, it's good.
Sorry.
Even when Jason knows he's getting bad advice,
Can you power out of it? Yeah.
he obediently follows it.
Good boy. Okay.
Adrian's not getting it.
I'm going there.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, that wasn't a bump.
Sorry.
Oh,
That's not good.
Jason is handling the controls,
a little overcorrected.
but Adrian's pulling all the strings.
You're gonna have to go back.
Jason needs a little more heart and tons more courage.
Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful.
To really connect with the car, you have to become part of the car. And the only way to do that is by driving a stick shift. Compared with automatics, stick shifts are cheaper to buy, they're easier on gas, and they provide greater acceleration. So why are people afraid of them?
If a manual vehicle is in gear and you press on the gas pedal, the engine's flywheel turns the drive shaft, which supplies power to the wheels. If you press on the clutch, the whole unit disengages.
If your foot's on the clutch and you press the gas, your car doesn't go anywhere.
Therefore, pressing down on the clutch is the same as being in neutral. To regain power, simply release the clutch, and the drive shaft will re-engage.
Come off your clutch, please. Come off your clutch.
If you start perfectly, the engine's flywheel will turn the clutch plate. If you don't give it enough gas, this friction will cause a stall. Too much gas means the engine's flywheel will spin so fast, the friction will burn the clutch plate instead of turning it.
Okay. We don't need to press hard.
Jason's husband used to own a Standard. But for obvious reasons, he sold it. Shifting between first and second, Jason comes to a complete stop.
Okay, now let the clutch out. Now let the clutch out. There we go, that's second. Yay! Oh, red light.
I think I can smell the clutch from here.
At the top of the hill, Jason stalls physically and mentally.
I don't know what do you mean now. Sorry.
Oh, that sound pains me. Like, honestly pains me. I feel for the engine.
Revving the engine like that and riding the clutch, there's going to be thousands of dollars in repairs on this vehicle.
Every time I glance at Jason, he's either stalling or crashing.
I can't bear to look anymore. See what happens when I look?
I'm totally confused.
Adrian moves the cans that he thinks are holding Jason up.
2 feet should do it, actually.
Yeah.
Ouch! How did that one go?
That was interesting.
Jason's crashing so frequently, you can almost set your watch by it.
3, 2, 1. I don't want to say he's predictable, but he's predictable.
Hard left, hard, not hard enough. Okay, you're gonna have to go back again.
Oh,
Look out below!
oh.
So put your clutch back in.
Instead of a quick 3-point turn, Jason spends 10 minutes doing an 11-point turn.
Okay, hard left, hard left, hard left, hard left.
Adrian's rhyming off so many commands.
With the clutch in, with the clutch in. Hold the clutch in.
Jason's not thinking for himself.
And right up to the top, right up to the top. Stop.
Jason stalled 12 times. Obviously, Adrian's advice isn't working.
Sometimes I would rather prefer Adrian not sitting there. Don't tell me do things.
The world's best drivers know how to do all sorts of crafty maneuvers they would never dream of performing on a public road, like a 180-degree skid turn. Learning that technical maneuver is the next challenge for Canada's worst drivers.
What's the drill? Explain this one to me. Well, basically, what we're going to get you to do is a forward 180.
Today, Philippe will teach the bad drivers how to do a skidding U-turn without touching the foot brake. But first, he'll teach me.
Okay, piece of cake. I've watched action movies before. Call my insurance company, will you?
Doing the skid turn requires going at least 40 kilometers an hour, then doing 3 quick movements.
You go half a turn to the right.
That makes the car turn out.
Then a full turn to the left.
That swings the car back to the middle of the road.
And as you get to the left, you need to pull on the e-brake at the same time.
And that whips the car around.
All right, and there's a barf bag somewhere.
Let's do it.
All right, so I go and I go and I go and I go at 40. I jag. And I'm not a real man.
Oh, that's okay.
My error was pure instinct. I hit the foot brake.
You actually stopped before you were able to do any movement with the vehicle.
On my second attempt, things go better.
Thumb on it. Right, left.
But there I'm
I did early.
But I did it too early.
Learning this extreme lesson in vehicle dynamics will teach Canada's worst drivers that it's possible to remain in control of a vehicle even while it's seemingly out of control.
Back on the
Get me
gas.
out of here!
We're gone.
That's gold. I'm doing that again.
Right, left, pull e-brake.
Let's start the training for Canada's worst drivers.
But some students take a little longer.
So give me half a turn. No, that's quarter turn.
For the challenge, the maneuver has to be done in a dead-end lane without hitting anything.
Wish me luck.
Half turn right, full turn left, handbrake.
Holy smokes, I could be in a Hollywood movie. Yeah, man. And that's just the way we roll here at Canada's Worst Driver. Now let's see if our actual worst drivers can pull it off.
Jason wants to try without expert help.
Not a chance.
Do I see someone there?
It's just a picture.
Oh!
Jason's supposed to start the pendulum turn at the yellow line. Instead, he veers early and heads for the Cam Woolley cutout.
I thought there was someone there. I was panicked. Sorry.
I'm scared for Jason.
I'm scared for the people on the road around him.
Jason's next attempt is way too short.
Oh, I didn't make it.
And then he's way too long. Way too long.
I smelled burning.
Just when I'm about to write him off, Jason pulls it off.
That's tight, but that's a pass.
You know, that's not bad.
2 episodes ago, Jason wanted to quit. He's glad we wouldn't let him.
You can't believe how grateful you guys made impossible to possible.
One thing Canada's worst drivers often have difficulty with is making the car move laterally. Driving laterally requires an S-turn.
To the left as far as you can get. To the right as far as you can get. And then go straight back.
Wow.
So, we've decided to force Canada's worst drivers into learning this all-important lateral lesson. Their next challenge is a series of head-to-head races. Each motorist will drive their car sideways for 10 meters. Then, they'll shuffle them back to the starting point. Should be a piece of cake.
To show them how it's done, I'll take on Jason.
So, Jason, you ready to go? Yup. Go! The trick to this is doing an S-turn every time.
It's important to get as close to the walls as possible, but to make sure they don't use too much space, wet paint rollers adorn the bumpers.
Now, going back is all the same thing, just in the other way. Done. Again, if Canada's worst drivers want to get through here quickly, they should stop, adjust the wheel, go. Stop, adjust the wheel, go.
This challenge took me 8 minutes. Jason takes a respectable 12 minutes.
Well done.
Yeah. Not all motoring is about getting to work on time. Bouncing around a recreational off-road course is going to teach the lousiest license holders in the entire country the importance of focus. It will teach them four-wheel drive capability, and it will teach them how to accelerate decisively. Oh yeah, it'll also teach them the meaning of whoop-de-doos. Those are whoop-de-doos.
But number one safety issue is keep your thumbs up on top of the wheel.
Give a thumbs up for Wesley McNeil. He's with the Central Ontario 4x4 Club, and they built our treacherous off-road course.
The reason being that if you hit an obstacle the wrong way and the wheel tends to whip, you don't want to dislocate a thumb.
I got you.
In the whoop-de-doos, the steering wheel is practically possessed.
Look, it's just doing it on its own, and that right there is why you don't hook your thumbs.
From the whoop-de-doos, drivers will cross a W of logs before hitting a hairpin turn.
And the bottom drops out of the passenger side. Woohoo!
The point of this challenge is to teach our drivers that even in extreme situations, the rules of safe vehicle handling still apply. No need for screaming,
When they make it here, Canada's worst drivers are going to have to put it in reverse and go all the way back. To drive this reverse section safely, they're going to have to use their mirrors. So, now it's into the whoop-de-doo section once again. Just want to keep it slow and steady the whole way. And that is it. Now, let's see how Canada's worst drivers do on the 4x4 course.
Jason's off-road teacher is Ed.
You could tear your thumbs right off. It's a yeah, seriously, you could.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just, you know, have them up like that.
Okay.
When you're driving.
Oh, my.
This is your style of driving, I can tell.
What style? I don't have style.
Jason does have style. It's a blind sort of style.
I cover my eyes, so...
I'm hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, you better.
How was that?
My stomach's still on the roof.
Your stomach's up there?
Yeah.
Jason tries to calm himself by wondering what the twist might be.
Reverse? Mute?
You'll have to go backwards through the course.
No.
Yes. Jason backs up, but he doesn't use his mirrors.
Oh. Oh, I smashed the mirror.
That's 7 years of bad luck. Take that. There's 14.
Oh.
21.
You know what? I don't need this mirror for now.
Lucky thing, because you don't have it. I know there's a kind of deeply rooted problem with his driving, but this is a bit much.
Sorry, poor Ed. Okay.
Jason's done, but he's weak in the knees.
Can you get out that side, Jason?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
My leg just shaking. My eyebrow like this now.
It's Shelby's turn.
What are the absolute rules of thumb that he must follow?
You must go through the obstacles. You cannot avoid it.
Give him the safety speech.
And you can drive whatever the speed you want at the comfort zone.
Give him the safety speech.
Okay. The safety speech.
You don't even remember, do you?
No.
The great safety rule of thumb.
You have to check your surround.
Holy smokes,
Oh my
man.
God.
Smooth driving isn't something we see a lot of at the rehab center. So jump and...
So to teach the importance of graceful acceleration and braking,
We're reintroducing one of our favorite challenges, the water tank mobile. If the liquid inside this tank gets, sloshing, it's gonna run through this toilet plumbing and onto the heads of the people inside. One way or another, I guarantee you're about to see some fluid driving.
getting through this course dry simply requires being sensible. Drive slowly. Accelerate slowly. But if I make the mistake of rapid acceleration, I'm gonna get soaked. Being responsible for your cargo is a huge part of driving. So if you've got something on your roof, you might want to keep in control at all times. Through the bridges of Madison County, don't get so excited that you whip through and lose a mirror. All right, beware of pedestrians. You have to slow down for them. Yeah, honk all you want, buddy. I don't care. Now we're getting to the interesting part of the drive.
On this straightaway, drivers must reach 30 kilometers an hour.
So I'm going to have to start slowly, get up to 30, and slow down slowly. A little bit faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster.
If drivers are wet and frustrated in this section, they're bound to get more wet and frustrated. The secret is to relax.
Okay, so I got a little bit of a drip. That's going to happen. What I don't want to see happening is giant tsunami-like sloshing.
Jason is wearing protective headgear.
This is a very important lesson when you have a moist driver.
Moist driver.
Jason seems to be innocent. But rumor has it, he often lies to police to get out of tickets.
Oh! Who let that cat out? So when the cop up there, I'm like, look, a little bit panic. When they talk to me, I would say, sorry, English, No. I will look my passenger. So. Okay. So we always get away.
Jason won't be getting away with any bad driving on this challenge.
Just get us over it.
Stop screaming, Adrian.
I think you need to be more towards that side.
There's a lot of room to drive. There's no reason for him to hit anything.
Hug those rims. Hug those ones.
I'm okay.
Hug those ones. No, you're not okay on this side. You need to get close to those ones.
I'm close to that rim already. So.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice!
Look at the storm in the tank.
Hey!
Where he should crawl up to 30, Jason decides to floor it.
Oh, no! Oh, slow down. Oh, 45.
This is no way to finish.
Oh, that's so wet.
When Jason tries again, he doesn't get up to 30, and...
Gently.
You clobbered the barrier.
Which one? On this one? I don't even notice. Can I try one more time?
No.
Without you sitting in the car?
You can try it once more if you want to go at 50, but that's it.
Go 50?
At 50?
Without hitting anything?
Of course, without hitting anything.
The interesting point is that on a straight section, Jason's moving the wheel all over the place.
That was so jerky back and forth.
I know, I noticed.
Okay, so try again.
In both directions, Jason's a disaster.
Oops.
Oh my God. He just knocked over the slow sign.
Jason's just not swift.
All right.
His next two attempts don't get up to 50. Then finally, he does make it.
Oh,
Jason lost over 100 liters of water and his sense of reality.
Graduate. I improved a lot. I, conquered my fear, my confidence.
God,
you're doing well.
That
Thank you
is
very
about
much.
the wettest I've ever been.
In Ontario, anyone with a standard driver's license is allowed to tow a trailer that's carrying a load no higher than 13 feet, 6 inches. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to tow a trailer carrying a load that's, guess how high? 13 feet, 6 inches. This is the trailer challenge. We're gonna go at 25 kilometers an hour straight ahead, then do a hook turn, then I'll explain the rest of it. Here we go. When you're driving a trailer, it's really important that you take every turn as wide as possible.
Once drivers get around this hairpin bend, they have to make a typical right-hand turn.
The rest of the course is pretty much straightforward. At least, that's what Canada's worst drivers think.
Halfway up this tight hill, they'll be confronted by an emergency vehicle.
Anytime an emergency vehicle is on a one-way street, they have the right of way.
Drivers have two options. Reverse all the way back to the bottom of the hill, or try to parallel park their truck and trailer here. That's what I'm going to do.
To get the trailer to go to the right, you have to turn the wheel slightly to the left.
I need to go forward to get the trailer directly behind me.
There we go. Straight back. And now, I want to hook myself in standard parallel parking style. All right, EMT guy, you're clear.
When the ambulance passes, drive to the top of the hill and prepare to back your way into the final parking spot.
If you keep your wits about you, and you just inch along, and you use your mirrors, you'll be done.
Running this course took me a frustrating half hour. Jason is intimidated by our big cone.
What the? What the hell is that?
That is an internationally recognized hazard symbol. Before coming to rehab, Jason told his boss he'd be back soon. And he promised Adrian's sister they'd be home for her wedding, which is the day after tomorrow.
I wouldn't be doing too much of that.
Oh, okay, that's it.
You need to graduate.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to make this wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
If I don't graduate, it's possible I might lose my job and Adrian going to miss his sister's wedding. That'll be terrible.
Me there, Jason not, and my sister angry.
It's all up to my capable hand now to graduate early.
Stop. You need to parallel park it into that space. Sure. They can go past you. Oh, you're on top of the trailer again.
Mark the cone and get out of the road.
Jason's trying to let this ambulance get past him and his big cone. But his husband Adrian is confusing him with constant advice.
Turn to your left, real hard. No, your other left.
We've been asking Adrian to stop giving directions, and he is trying.
Do you want me to be helping you or no?
No, you're not helping me.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it myself.
But the longest Adrian can manage to bite his tongue
Frustrating not being able to help.
is 3.5 minutes.
Can I help you?
Okay.
Okay, back under Adrian's guidance,
Oh.
No, too close.
Oh, I didn't watch
Okay.
front.
Jason returns to hitting
How you doing on your side?
and causing jackknifes.
All that Adrian is doing is becoming more of a distraction.
Don't help me anymore.
All right.
I don't need it anymore.
All right.
12 minutes later, Adrian's grabbing the wheel.
Don't be turning anything yet.
Jason needs to know why he isn't going where he wants to go.
So straighten your wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not straight at all.
Jason's wheels are pointing to the right.
Are they straight?
No.
Not even close.
No.
To straighten them, he turns them further to the right.
It's even worse, Jason. It's even worse.
Oh.
Steering for Jason is simply guessing.
Okay, so you straight now?
I think so. Oh, I'm overcorrecting.
As a last resort, Jason steers from outside the vehicle.
Yes, there you go.
Following my advice instead of his husband's, Jason parks in one try.
This is simple. I should have showed up here an hour ago. The person in the back of the EMT truck could be safe.
Thank you. Oh.
The pylon symbolizes a safety hazard. Jason Zhang, safety hazard.
Ooh.
Jason, look, I'm moving absolutely everything. Come on, just back it up.
Straighten it up.
You'd think Jason would be done there, but
That's called a jackknife.
Jason,
Trauma.
whoa.
You know what, Jason? This is over.
Okay.
This is over, buddy.
All right. I'm still confused. I don't know which way I want to go. So, yeah, this is totally disaster. Sorry.
Jason might have to miss the wedding.
I still have no smoothness.
All right. I need to take this beast back to the starting line. But while I do, I want you to check out the damage that Jason Zhang did to that poor pylon.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back
Look so
up.
far behind
I
me.
can see it in the mirror.
We've met a lot of controlling husbands over the years,
Get your speed up. Get your speed up. Get your speed up. Come on, keep your speed up.
but perhaps the worst is Adrian.
Hard.
Since arriving in rehab,
Hard.
Adrian has given his husband literally thousands of unsolicited instructions.
Hard.
If you're driving,
Hard.
it's a hard thing to deal with.
Hard. Turn hard.
What's even harder for Jason's education is that when he really screws up, Adrian praises him.
Yeah, good boy. Okay, just go forward. Yep, a bit more.
We can't. Let's do the post.
That's okay, tiny bit more. Let's go, Wiggle. Stop. There, good. Good boy, floor it. Yeah! You did well.
When it comes to driving advice, Jason doesn't get help from anyone other than his husband.
When was the last time you had a passenger that wasn't Adrian?
10 years ago.
To get to the bottom of this problem, our head instructor, Scott, is observing this couple on a special training course. starting with a controlled stop at 40 kilometers an hour. Although Jason is out of control.
Oh! You were steering into the skid, which was good.
He wasn't skidding. Slight slide.
You didn't totally spin out. You started actually steering into the skid, which is exactly the right thing to do.
Adrian's telling me he's doing a good job. Thumbs down.
On his next attempt, same thing.
How the car still skid?
You were full on the brakes, but you were steering into the skid.
If he left his wheels straight, he would have been able to stop in a straight line.
You were steering in the right direction for the skid, but you hadn't let go of it.
Adrian is giving him advice about steering into the skid. He didn't have to do that. Adrian's taken over Jason's brain now, and he's telling him everything he has to do over and over again.
When Adrian is ordered to be quiet, Jason surpasses his husband's very low expectations.
Who knew my baby could back into driveways?
He does better when Adrian is quiet. One of the best ways for you to be supportive, Adrian, is to be quiet.
I bet a lot of Canadians wish their husbands would get this speech.
You said, I'm not going to say anything. Half a second later, you're talking again. It's a habit you've developed, and it has to stop if Jason is going to improve. So my best advice to you, no more advice.
Taking directions poorly can leave you lost, driving around in circles, feeling kind of like a rat in a maze. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to take and follow their own directions. To do that, we'll show them a map of a maze, then we'll have them drive through the maze. So to begin, if they're sensible, they'll draw the entire thing. So, checking my map while I go.
Drivers may feel boxed in.
Holy smokes.
Because once inside the maze, all they can see are walls of obstacles and their map.
Yeah, I am right here. I'm doing fine.
Sniffing out the finish takes me just over 20 minutes.
I see a big cheesy ending in my future. You stop by getting as close to the cheese as possible. Without touching it, of course.
Passing this challenge starts with making a good map.
It's not the world's prettiest map, it's not the world's prettiest drive. But it is going to help determine who is Canada's worst driver.
Jason makes his map based on Adrian's directions.
No, we're not going to go that way.
Okay.
Yeah, if you end up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I forbid Adrian from any more helping, Jason is lost.
I don't know where to go now.
Adrian watches his husband drive into a couple of objects.
I hit.
Did you?
And he tries to stay silent, but he can't resist butting in.
Which way are your wheels turned right now?
There's only one way to deal with this.
You don't have to try to stop helping, you can just stop helping.
Without Adrian's advice, Jason doesn't touch a single thing for 8 minutes. When Adrian gets involved again, he thinks we won't notice if he whispers. Shh.
Do you need to turn?
Believe me, we notice.
What, Jason, are you?
Oh, sorry.
Metal on metal. Doesn't sound like wedding bells.
Does this man belong on public Canadian roads yet?
Thinking a little more training probably wouldn't be bad.
One of the instructions we give our bad motorists over and over again is to look far ahead to see if they've finally learned that lesson. The next challenge for Canada's worst drivers is to steer through this slalom course knowing that its route will indiscriminately change based on a flag that gets waved far ahead. It's going to be a little bit tricky because they're going to have to keep their eyes on the flag and use their peripheral vision to know where the obstacles are.
The secret to surviving the slalom is hand position. Imagine the wheel as a clock. For full steering potential, you should grip the wheel at the 9 and the 3. In the old days, drivers were taught to put their hands at the 10 and the 2. But the lesson has changed because
The technology in the vehicle has changed a lot. In the good old days, the steering wheel were bigger, not power assisted like they are today.
There's airbag issues up here, I hate to tell you.
the issue is broken bones. Airbags do save lives, But according to Transport Canada, to avoid injury, you should sit 25 centimeters away.
The guys that drive like this, the Joe Cools with their seat back, they end up with a broken nose and a broken wrist at the same time.
That's what I was saying about adapting the driving to the technology. So when you're at 9 and 3 and the airbag explodes, your hand goes on the outside. Hands at 9 and 3, let's do this one more time. Accelerate, go, go, go.
Instead of looking at one distant point, Jason refocuses his eyes constantly.
Now, why do you think you hit that cone?
I did not turn fast enough, or I don't even know.
Okay, at this stage of the game, you should know why you hit that cone.
He's staring at objects. He's not staring into a space. He hasn't learned from all the time he spent here.
It's time for the challenge.
Keep your eye on the flag, man.
When he waves the flag, drivers are not allowed to go through the next opening. The course designer assures me this challenge is a tough one.
Get up to 40, up to 40, up to 40. I'm there. I'm looking at the flag. He's raised the flag, so I don't go. Now I go. He's dropped it. Well, he lays the flag again. So that's it. Piece of cake. I don't know why they were saying that's a hard challenge. If you keep your wits about you and you look far up the road, it's easy. Now, let's see how Canada's worst drivers do.
Jason's next. On his first try, Jason's unnerved by the flag man indicating when not to swerve.
No? I'm not even close.
Jason's next 3 attempts are also well below 40.
I don't think I can reach that speed.
To build Jason's confidence, we get rid of the flag altogether and ask him to do a simple slalom just like he learned in training.
Damn it.
Maybe Jason's bad driving stems from a bad memory.
But you trained for this, yeah?
No, I didn't.
Jason's been training for weeks, but it's not sinking in.
It's impossible, impossible. I can't turn that turn.
I will do one more time.
Why Adrian would think this driving is good is beyond me.
My what turned too wild.
Yeah. Jason failed. To follow our advice.
I tried. I'm just like, when I try to do this one and going back, just impossible to turn back.
These 4 people are all desperate to graduate from our rehab center so they can avoid being in our final episode, where one of them will be named Canada's worst driver.
I'm just happy to say, I'm standing here, it's totally new Jason. All of a sudden, I feel like I see the light.
Jason is laying it on thick.
Is this a speech you've rehearsed to get to the wedding?
No, definitely no.
Oh, Jason, whoa.
In today's episode alone, Jason needed help to park the trailer. He had 12 hits on the maze, and he went 0 for 7 on the slalom.
Yes, I know.
4 drivers left. Only one of them can graduate, which means 3 of them are going to be in the finals for Canada's worst driver. It's either going to be Jason Zhang, Jennifer, Ed, or Shelby. Scott, do they have any point in being in this discussion, Shelby and Jason?
They're my bottom 2.
Gone.
The 3 motorists who don't graduate tonight will go head to head to head in our final episode, where someone will be named Canada's worst driver. This is a huge decision for us.
Jason, all of the experts think you should go to your sister-in-law's wedding. You're not going to, because you just haven't improved enough.
Jason from Vancouver was nominated as the worst
Sorry.
by his husband, Adrian.
Seems like when he's driving, he is just totally lost.
Since getting to rehab,
Oh, Jason, whoa.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Jason has begged for pardon
Sorry.
hundreds of times.
I'm so sorry. Sorry.
What are your driving issues?
Everything.
Can Canada's worst drivers drive in a straight line? I mean a real, actual, straight line. The first challenge in this
all-decisive final episode is to drive in a straight line. Really. There's no twist. This challenge is a short one. They have to go in that straight line at 40 kilometers an hour.
If drivers touch the concrete barriers or fail to hit 40, they have to run the gauntlet again. It might look easy,
but it's not that easy. It's actually really hard on the nerves. Now let's see if Canada's worst drivers can go straight.
I don't think I can do it.
No?
No.
For this challenge, we've installed a non-functioning steering wheel for the passenger to cling to.
Are you holding onto your steering wheel, Jason?
He's trying to steer with it. Jason is up next.
Jason, you don't like this one bit, do you?
Oh, no, not at all. But I will give it a try.
Now we'll reset the clock.
And see how long it takes Jason to get on the straight and narrow. 20 minutes pass before Jason even comes close.
Oh, you hit my side.
Oy, 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 it's like a bucking bronco in reverse.
Jason is so frustrated, he wants to throw in the towel.
Oh, I don't care anymore.
You hit 40. I saw you hit 40.
What are you doing?
I'm quitting.
You're quitting?
No, I can't do it.
You know, giving up when you're driving an automobile is just wrong.
Dealing with bad drivers is like trying to herd cats.
Get in and go.
Yeah, come on. I have faith in you.
Oh, yeah, please, sure.
That's the second time Jason Zhang has tried to quit his actions here at the rehab center. But no, there's no quitting. Go, 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 go.
Jason veers into the passenger side, time after time after time after time.
It's hard.
Jason, you're hitting on the passenger side every time. Steer a little bit more to your side. Jason is driving me up the wall. Come to think of it, he's also driving himself up the wall. Ooh. He's now been going for 46 minutes. Go again.
Jason just can't seem to not go to the right.
No. You're gonna hit. Yeah. You're on this side.
Yeah, always on that side, eh?
Go back, and then it'll just be so much easier for you to line it up.
Jason Zhang has been going now for 57 minutes.
Oh.
All right, Jason, are you ready? You're way over your hour already. I can tell by the clock. You're at about an hour and 7 minutes.
I will get it done.
So this is your last kick at the can, okay?
Okay, I'm going. Sorry, guys.
On his final attempt, Jason grinds against the wall the whole way.
Well, that didn't work out so hot.
Not so good, I know.
Jason isn't looking rehabilitated.
This next course will be the last one we build at the rehab center this year. So, our crew is pulling out all the stops. The snaking lane you see is 1 kilometer long, and each nominee will do 1 lap of it. Each lap involves driving 4 separate vehicles, taking 50 separate turns, and avoiding 400 separate obstacles. We call it the Mega Challenge. We call it the Mega Challenge because it's mega. They start with a standing peel out and then launch themselves at the eye of the needle, making a minimum of 40. They have to continue 40 all the way up to a skid and avoid. Skid, spin, let go of the brake, and avoid. Then one more little speed component is just getting up to 30 and stopping before the cone.
Then we'll see if they can remember how to control a rear-end slide.
They're gonna do a half donut and give it gas, rear-end spin, and spin out, just like that. Then they pull in here,
where they change gears by shifting into our standard transmission Lada.
Now, she may look like an ugly old car, but in 4-wheel drive, this Lada can go. Holy smokes!
From there, it's a quick lap around our off-road course.
Don't be worried. Just be sensible. There's my third vehicle.
As much as I love this Lotta, I never want to see it again. Get in.
Now it's a precision steering course. This is super tight. Pulling into the garage, drivers should realize there isn't enough room to do a clean U-turn.
So that's fine, just reposition. Now begins the reversing part. Man, this is tight. Coming through the garage is still in reverse.
Past a few cars.
Okay, and now I'm through.
From there, it's back into the Corvette for one last acceleration test.
The final component to this, getting around here and taking that last straightaway at 60 kilometers an hour.
Then they simply need to slow down and come to a safe, sensible stop.
I wonder if Canada's worst drivers are going to be safe or sensible.
Jason has pole position.
This could be the start of the finish of Jason Zhang.
To start this all-important challenge, Jason drives about as well as a drunk monkey.
Keep going.
Oh, that's impossible.
Oh, we better stop. There's something wrong. There's something really wrong.
Do I hate someone?
Going 30 kilometers an hour, Jason steered directly into 4 things before even trying to slow down.
What happened just then?
I lost control, actually.
At 30?
Yeah.
I've been doing this show for 3 years now. That is single-handedly the worst piece of driving I have ever witnessed.
Jason resumes the challenge with the swerve and avoid.
But he sure won't avoid.
Oh my God.
We made those things out of foam for a reason.
At the rear end spin out, Jason does exactly what he did in the original challenge. Instead of stomping on the gas pedal, he drives in slow circles trying to gather up courage. Eventually, he stops.
This guy's a driving oxymoron.
After 7 laps of the cone, Jason finally manages a controlled fishtail. In the stick shift, Jason makes it to the hill, then starts to melt down. It takes him 4 minutes before he gets in gear and back up to speed.
Good job. Okay, we're switching vehicles.
Guess what happens in the precision steering section? Well, Jason's not very precise.
Oh, it's your side again.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh. I don't think you can do it all in one shot.
You can't do it in 2 shots either.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, I will move back a little bit more.
Right. Jason's garage trip is ugly, but
I'm willing to bet it's about to get a whole lot uglier.
Jason quickly hits 3 things and nearly hits me.
Come on, Jason. Jason.
Please.
With Adrian silent, Jason is able to scrape through just by the skin of his bumper. Jason is not cursed, but he certainly is challenged. By the time he's done reversing, Jason has backed into 48 things.
All right, get out.
For the final acceleration component,
minimum 60.
Jason collides going only 40. So he has to try again.
Real close to this side.
This gouged out hole wasn't here 10 seconds ago. When Jason hit the first barrier, the sky almost got hit by flying fiberglass. Them's the brakes, I guess.
You know what? I tried my best, put the efforts. You know, that's me.
Jason is supposed to go to a family event today. Instead, his husband's going alone.
I've got to get a flight to my sister's wedding.
The last challenge for the final 3 candidates of Canada's worst driver is to chauffeur me around the public streets of Barrie, Ontario in my own truck. During that drive, I'll be adjudicating their actions as if we were on a real driver's license exam. Hey, let me get my seatbelt on at least.
Jason is terrified by this drive.
Your nerves all right?
No.
He's been tense about it since yesterday.
No, I would rather not have you beside me, making me no more nervous.
Well, you're gonna have me beside you.
Okay.
But you better show up as a driver who hasn't given up.
All right.
Okay, because you got my life in your hands.
All right.
Buck up, buddy.
Okay.
Jason doesn't normally drive on the highway.
Oh, my.
Entering the merge lane, he doesn't like what he sees coming, so he doesn't merge. Ever.
Oh, dear.
Well, with lots of merge lanes still in front of him, Jason stops cold.
Okay, now you're on Highway 400, one of the deadliest highways in the country, and you're stopped. This is no way to drive, man. You must be traveling when you merge. Jumpins, there's a car coming there, Jason. Don't merge now.
Going 45 kilometers an hour, Jason enters the 100k an hour traffic flow.
You gotta drive with the traffic. That was an exciting merge. You don't do much merging, hey? Your next command is to exit on Duckworth Street, okay?
Some people can't walk and chew gum. Jason can't drive and read signs.
Okay, so you missed the Duckworth Street exit. Take the very next exit.
Right.
What did that sign we just passed say?
I didn't see the sign.
You didn't see a sign?
No.
Aren't you looking for an exit?
I'm trying to, but...
Rather than drive all the way to Sudbury, I show Jason the exit ramp that will take us back to the 400 going south.
Looking for the sign, go to 400 south.
200 meters later, Jason approaches the sign, then drives past it.
No, that's a big sign that says 400 South, Barrie.
When I get Jason headed the right direction...
Stay on the road, man. On the pavement.
He still doesn't want to merge.
So, now get ready to get out of this lane because it ends, right?
Jason scares off the other traffic, then he drives away from the open lane.
Holy smokes, man.
I can't.
If Jason doesn't, he'll run out of road. Jason has to get into another right lane that's coming up soon.
Do it now.
What? There is no other lane now. You have to wait until the other lane appears, Jason.
So far, on the highway, Jason's made 3 moves that would have failed him on a real exam.
Yeah, thanks, buddy, yeah.
Back in the city, Jason cuts off the only other car in a vacant parking lot. And he cuts off the only other person on a road. He stops at green lights.
I thought I'm gonna turn.
And he stops on the street.
Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus.
You're on the street. Stop. You can't do that.
There are times when I am truly scared.
Whoa!
And there are times when I am truly exasperated.
You're in the left turn lane.
Yeah.
Now you're turning into the right lane. That's pretty damn wacky, my friend.
And there's even one time when I'm in an intersection.
That's a red light that belongs to you.
Going backwards.
This is an exciting piece of driving.
This guy sees Jason driving for less than a minute.
That's unbelievable.
And he thinks we're joking.
That guy's for real.
That guy's for real.
Wow. Don't bring him back to this city, please.
Then Jason decides to save the planet by turning off his engine.
Okay, I'm just...
Why do you do
environment.
that? For the environment.
Stop emission.
So whenever you come to a red, you turn it all off?
Yeah.
When he turns it back on, he waits a second, then turns the key again.
Don't do that to my vehicle. Turn it on once only. No, I just said don't do that. Don't do that. It's on.
What am I gonna do?
Drive.
Jeez. Your vehicle must be very quiet. I can't
Not
hear.
really. It's a 15-year-old pickup
I'm
truck.
so sorry.
There's a stop sign at the next intersection, and flashing red lights, and Jason barely slows down.
You just ran a stop sign.
Okay.
That brings us to parking.
No, I don't think I can. You know what? I can't.
Drivers in Barrie are so polite, no one honks.
It's your own horn.
Oh. Yeah, actually, I like this town. Even though I didn't look around, but it's quite nice.
Headed for the end of the course, Jason stops at a yield sign.
When nothing's coming, you're allowed to turn right, Jason. Thank you.
But he cruises through a stop sign.
Okay, you just rolled right through a stop sign.
Oh, I'm just watching front. I did not pay attention.
Getting into the final parking space takes Jason 1, 2, 3 tries.
Okay, I'm done.
You done?
Yep.
Put it in park, man, please. Please put it in park. Oh.
Jason shouldn't be driving. It's that simple.
So what do you think? Are you Canada's worst driver?
I hate to be the kind of the worst driver.
It's time to decide who is Canada's worst driver. The experts and I are basing our decision on the 3 challenges in this final episode. We also agree that as drivers, neither Jason nor Shelby are rehabilitated.
Jason, absolutely a horror show. Shelby, an absolute horror show of a different variety. I think they can be paralleled.
For example, they can't competently reverse. They both can't thread the needle.
Oh, shoot.
Swerving equals total chaos and danger. They're disasters in tight spaces. And based on the final challenge,
You don't have the right of way.
neither one of them should even have a driver's license.
I'll be the worst. I have a feeling.
It's time to close the rehabilitation center for another year, which means we're about to name Canada's worst driver. So, which one of you is worse? It all came down to the final challenge. Our experts have reviewed the footage, and they've reached a unanimous decision. Canada's worst driver is Jason.
Jason arrived at rehab with more problems than any driver we'd ever encountered.
Jason, stop. Jason, stop. Thank you.
Why do we stop here?
Because there's a stop sign. There's lots of crosswalks.
Stop sign out there, the far away.
After daily private lessons, customized tutorials, and all 24 challenges,
I think you need to be more. Ah! Turn that side.
Jason was still forgetting to do basic things like steering and braking.
Braking. No.
We were able to make drastic improvements in all aspects of his driving.
I'm just happy to say, I'm standing here as totally new Jason.
Let's keep going.
But in the end, Jason hasn't been rehabilitated.
This is no way to drive.
Canada's worst driver, Jason, gets this ugly trophy, and we are giving him back his license, but we aren't recommending he use it.
We've put it in a safe place for you, okay? Leave it in there for the sake of yourself and for all Canadians.
All right.
Take that as a souvenir of your time here.
All right.
Jason's walking away without any argument.
I will totally accept, the decision. Based on driving, it is dangerous.
And the best news? He'll never drive again.
That's the end of my driving career. Yeah.
Sleep easy, Vancouver. From here on in, Jason Zhang will be taking the bus.
Hey, Jason.
Hello,
how are you?
sir?
I'm good. You need a ride home?
Yes, please.
And look what I brought for you, man.
Thank you.
All right, hey, all right.
All right. Let's go.
Wait a second. If Jason has retired from driving, that means he's being taken home by Canada's worst driver.
Yeah, we're gonna make it home, man. Whoops.